Denny Hamlin, arguably the greatest driver currently racing in NASCAR, championship or no championship. And despite this fact, boos rained down on him on a weekly basis harder than a 90s boy band music video. But things weren't always this way. Long ago, Denny Hamlin was actually a rather well-respected NASCAR driver, but unlike most drivers who become more appreciated the longer their careers go, Hamlin has done the opposite, arguably becoming NASCAR's greatest villain. So, what happened? This is the Denny Hamlin saga. In Hamlin's rookie year of 2006, he knocked a lot of people's socks off. Not only did he win his first ever race as a full-time Cup driver in the 2006 Budweiser Shootout, but he also swept the Pocono races later that same year, a track known for being difficult for rookies. He also made the chase as a rookie and finished third in the points. This is a rookie season good enough to rival the likes of Jimmy Johnson or Tony Stewart. In fact, it's a better rookie season than most Cup Series champions have ever had. And from 2006 to 2009, Hamlin would continue to quietly impress most fans. He would win a handful of races each season, continue to make the chase every year, and keep his nose clean of any major drama. If only that were where the story ended. 2010 is certainly the year where Hamlin's career took off though. With an 8-win season, Hamlin seemed primed for his first Cup championship. The first of many we all imagined. But nobody could have foreseen what happened next.
At the end of the race, comes home in 12th. Look at him. And you can't blame him.
Not at all. No, he did everything as a driver you can possibly do. Came out here, dominated this race. It's just so frustrating. Things that you can't handle.
Oh, trouble, and it involves Hamlin. The championship points leader goes around, and can he save it? Caution is out. He keeps it off the wall.
That's a lot of damage to that right front fender.
16 just turned right down on us. Right down on me.
In the aftermath of the 2010 chase, Hamlin was labeled a choker by many. But I wouldn't say that many hated him for it. If anything, most people probably felt sorry for the guy. 2010 was followed by a rather quiet 2011 that saw Hamlin win only one race. But Hamlin had a resurgent 2012 that saw him win 5 races and finish 6th in the points. At this point, Hamlin had regressed to more of a neutral driver in the eyes of the fan base. He wasn't the exciting young rookie anymore, he had won enough races to where he could no longer be considered an underdog, and at least when he won, it meant his Joe Gibbs teammate Kyle Busch didn't, so there's at least that silver lining. It felt like almost every single Denny Hamlin win during this point in time was met with a resounding meh. But if there was one year of Hamlin's career where he could have been considered a hero, 2013 was it. Early in the season, Hamlin got into a feud with former teammate Joey Logano. The rivalry came to a boiling point at Fontana where Logano turned Hamlin on the last lap. An accident that ultimately sent Hamlin to the hospital with a broken back, forcing him to miss the next 4 races. This is also the year where Hamlin gained a reputation as an outspoken critic of NASCAR, criticizing the new Gen 6 car's inability to pass compared to the previous generation car. I just got a weird sense of deja vu. For weeks, Hamlin garnered support from the fan base as he adamantly proclaimed that he would not be paying the fine. Eventually, he paid the fine. But it was the thought that counted. Unfortunately, the rest of Hamlin's 2013 wasn't much to write home about, and he more or less became a footnote by season's end, prematurely ending his hero arc. 2014 was yet another uneventful season for Hamlin, which is surprising considering he made the Final Four that season. But so did Ryan Newman, so that tells you all you need to know about the early iteration of the playoffs. He had a minor spat with Kevin Harvick at Bristol this season that is largely forgotten about now, and the same can be said for 2015 and 2016, which didn't see too much action from Hamlin. But if one year tainted Denny Hamlin's reputation forever, it would be 2017. At the regular season finale at Richmond, Hamlin would drive through Martin Truex in the last lap, sending him hard into the wall. Hamlin insisted that it was an accident, but the move was still viewed as overly aggressive since Kyle Larson had already considerably gapped both drivers for the win. While dumping Truex is one thing though, it's another to dump NASCAR's most popular driver. Martinsville's 2017 fall race was set up to be a Cinderella story for Chase Elliott. At this time, the young driver was still searching for his first career win, and if he could just hold on to the lead for 3 more laps, he would punch his ticket to the championship 4 in only his second full-time season. Pretty much everybody wanted to see this happen. But once again, Denny Hamlin would be just a tad too aggressive and soured what could have been one of NASCAR's greatest modern-day moments.
The bumper to the back of the 24! Elliott goes around, Hamlin takes the lead and the caution comes out.
To make matters worse, Hamlin didn't even win this race. He choked it to Kyle Busch, which just further served to frustrate everybody in attendance. When Elliott returned the favor to Hamlin 2 weeks later at Phoenix, keeping Hamlin out of the championship 4, Hamlin was almost universally clowned by the fan base. This was the 3rd time in only 7 years that Hamlin had lost a shot at the title, and the narrative was beginning to build that he would never win it at all. After that brutal ending, 2018 saw Hamlin's first ever winless season. In 2019, Hamlin would reignite his longtime rivalry with Joey Logano at Martinsville, and like the previous time, this one may have actually won him some favor with the fans. Logano had already established himself as one of the most hated drivers in the field, and Hamlin's rather unflattering imitation of Logano in the post-race interview may have won Denny more cheers than he's ever had in his career.
He would probably say, short track racing. You gonna try and find him at this? No, I don't need to find him.
But only 3 weeks later, it was back to business as usual, as Hamlin would be clowned once again for choking a fourth shot at the title, even though he really didn't have anything to do with it this time, as his pit crew haphazardly threw about 2,000 square feet of duct tape on his grill. In 2020, Hamlin stole another victory from fan-favorite driver Ryan Blaney in the Daytona 500, and he would also go on to do donuts while safety crews attempted to cut the unconscious Ryan Newman from his wrecked race car, which drew criticism from all angles, and forced an apology from both Hamlin and Joe Gibbs Racing. At this point, Hamlin had become an annoyance to the general fan base. He ruined great moments for Chase Elliott at Martinsville, Matty D at Bristol, and Ryan Blaney at Daytona. He had lost the championship several times, and he was gaining a reputation as an outspoken and unsympathetic driver. But no race would drive this point home more than the 2021 Martinsville cutoff race. Oh, Martinsville. This track has done more damage to Denny Hamlin's reputation than it's done to most race cars, and that's saying something. After being turned by Alex Bowman in the closing laps of the race, Hamlin would hunt down Bowman during his victory celebration, ramming his car and flipping him the double birds, later describing him as an absolute hack to the media. Sure, Bowman may have been in the wrong to dump Hamlin for the win, especially with Hamlin racing for a spot in the Final Four, but Denny handled it about as well as a preschooler losing the weekly dodgeball game. Follow this up with a 5th championship run coming up short the following week, and Hamlin would once again be the laughingstock of the field. 3 straight championship fours, all 3 in years where Hamlin was arguably the best driver, and nothing to show for it. 2021 would prove to ultimately be the prelude to Hamlin's most controversial year yet, though. Early in the season, he was forced to complete NASCAR sensitivity training after posting a Family Guy meme to his Twitter that compared Kyle Larson to a stereotypically bad Asian driver. He later apologized for this as well. But as if a run-in from years ago with Chase Elliott wasn't bad enough, Hamlin also became rivals with popular driver Ross Chastain. Similar to the Bowman incident the previous year, Denny had a right to be mad. Most of the time, Ross was just driving through him for no good reason. But Denny had exhausted all of his favor with the fan base at this point, and nobody was willing to take his side on this one. So when Denny finally retaliated at Pocono, and later Phoenix the next year, absolutely no sympathy was given. Not even from NASCAR, who fined Hamlin $50,000 and docked him 25 points for wrecking Chastain. Though, in fairness, Hamlin did admit to it, so what else were they supposed to do? And 2023 wouldn't end without another rivalry with popular driver Kyle Larson. Following incidents at both Kansas and Pocono where Larson was wrecked late in the going, Hamlin solidified himself as public enemy number 1. Many pointed out Hamlin's hypocritical actions as he constantly calls for more respect in the garage, but he is generally the one wrecking other drivers. Even the soft-spoken Larson seemed just about fed up with Denny's antics both on and off the racetrack. Man, Denny, if you stuck to wrecking guys like Joey Logano and Kyle Busch, you'd probably be one of the most popular drivers out there. Elliott, Chastain, Larson, no wonder all the fan bases hate you. So aside from being hypocritical, feuding with all of NASCAR's most popular drivers, ruining great moments of history for the sport, and choking away at least 6 to 7 shots at a championship, what else makes Hamlin a villain? Well, it certainly doesn't help that he merely drives for Joe Gibbs Racing. When Hamlin was first signed to the team in 2006, this wasn't a huge factor, but Joe Gibbs has been known to sign polarizing hothead drivers. Tony Stewart, Kyle Busch, Joey Logano, Ty Gibbs, and now Denny himself. The team itself has garnered a negative reputation from many sides of the fan base, especially since they went to the dark side with Toyota in 2008. It's almost an accepted fact now that if you sign with Joe Gibbs Racing and Toyota, it comes with a fair share of disdain from the fans, even if you haven't done anything to anybody yet. This may have been how fans initially felt about Denny in the early 2010s. He's just another annoying Gibbs driver, but as time marched on, he became the annoying Gibbs driver. And at this point, he knows it and embraces it. Hamlin knows at this stage of his career he'll never be considered a hero. So he runs with the hate and actively tries to make people hate him more. Whether it's the "I beat your favorite driver" line or just actively mocking the fans whenever he scores another W. I'll admit, he plays the role well. But how much of it is acting and how much of it is genuine? I guess it's something that we'll never know for sure, but leave your thoughts in the comment section down below. And as always, don't forget to like this video if you enjoyed, subscribe for more videos just like this one, and check out dailydownforce.com for more awesome NASCAR content.